Welcome back. Hey, we're working on the Chevy Colorado today. Like I said earlier, this is a 2023 that I purchased new almost 2 years ago. It just surpassed 36,000 miles, and I'm having a problem with the front brake wear sensor. I had an issue with telling me that the pads were just recently changed when they weren't, so I shut the system down. Also, I got another issue with the rotors. They're a little bit warped. I get a little pulsation when stopping, so it's just time to change them out. I had a 2016 Chevy Colorado, did the same thing, about the same mileage, so I would say it's probably pretty common. I don't do a lot of heavy braking or anything. It just starts happening. So we're going to go ahead and take those off. I've got a new pads, rotors over here. So we're going to install these. And I got a new sensor here in this box also, I believe.
The sensor on one side or two?
Yeah, I think it's just the one. There's this new sensor. So the pads, we've got some grease here, and it actually shows you where they want you to install that grease. So that's kind of a helpful thing, because a lot of times they don't provide that information for you. So Mark is over here. He's taking the tire off right now. So
not doing anything.
Yeah. So we're going to get that tire off and start taking these brakes apart. All right. We've got the wheel off now. We're going to have to take this little bit out here with the Torx, which I probably like a 4 or 5, I would say.
Also probably like a T30.
T30.
Yeah,
it's not an Allen. Yeah. So it's T30 maybe.
Yeah, T29, T30. I think it's 30, maybe bigger.
So another thing is, if we were just changing the pads, we could just pull these pins out, but we're not. We're doing the rotor also, so we're going to have to take the whole caliper off. So it's probably going to have to take a, let's see here. 21, that's it. So you're going to take these 2 bolts out here. There's one here, one down here, and that caliper should come off. All right, and then we'll just pull that back. And we can still take the pins out, pull the pads off. It'll make it easier. But we'll have to knock those out. There's a spring in here. And then I don't see a wear sensor, so it must be on the driver's side. So we're going to go ahead and push these out, take that off, and break these loose. This is a T30. It's got that screw removed here, right here. And then we're going to remove this harness out of the way here. So I've kind of this just slides out. There's just this friction fit in there, so you just got to pull that. Just be careful with it. Don't pull it too hard. Like I said, I shoved it back in already. Just pull that out, and I'm going to remove this here also to swing that out of the way so I can get this bolt here. So I'm going to take this tool here and see if I can pinch this thing.
Want to hold that for you, Jeff? Or you want me to do that?
Yeah, here. Why don't you do that? I think it should fit on there.
Okay.
And they should be able to slide that out that way.
Oh, I see what you got over here.
Yeah. It's either that or on the sides.
The sides, yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, it's close. Here, come on.
All right. Mark has loosened the 21 bolts that I showed you earlier, the 2 that are holding the caliper on. We're going to go ahead and loosen those up right now.
Before I loosen them all the way, Jeff, you want to punch these pins out?
Yeah, we'll do that before you add
harder to do it with
be easier.
Yeah.
So we're just going to loosen those up, and then we're going to see if we can remove the pads first before we take the caliper completely off.
Okay.
There's your punch here, and there's a hammer.
I'll get started if I can.
And the one pin.
There's one.
All right, so what he's doing is he's punching this pin here, which, let me see that light.
Where's that light? Where is it?
Like the pin here, and there's one right here. He's already got it. Was there a collar, a pin in here?
I never saw it.
Sometimes there's some pins in there. There's a hole in it for a cotter pin.
Don't have one.
I didn't see one on this one.
Nope.
Unless it's, I don't see it in there. Yeah. You may have a cotter pin in there. This one may be missing. But sometimes there'll be one in there that keeps this pin from sliding out.
Yep.
Let me shine this light back on here. Hold that mark for a second.
Sure.
All right, this spring, we've removed the pins, okay? So this spring sits right here over this other spring. See how the spring is here underneath? So it sits in there like that. And then the bottom one, like I said, we removed the pins.
Yeah, the pin goes right through that little bottom hole you can see there, and same with the top one.
So that comes off, and then I don't know what...
I think that could, because you'd pull them straight out.
Yeah, so it looks like they can come straight out at this time.
They're never that easy.
Well, that come out. So I might have to take a screwdriver. Oh, there it comes.
Yeah, you just got to pull them straight up. Okay, I'll get it. Let's see what happens. Hold
Yeah, I'll hold that. And then pay attention on if the pads may be different. So pay attention to what pads on the inboard and which ones on the outboard.
What we can do is take the caliper off too.
Here, just take your hammer and hit it.
Yeah, I can hit it from this side probably. I can do it this way. I just don't want to jam it.
We've got our pads out. Like I said, they were kind of difficult, but I don't know if you got to these I know you got new. I don't know about the spring, so you might want to retain this spring here. Pads, they have a lot of life left to them, but we're going to go ahead and use new ones. Hopefully the other ones will have these backing plates, but I really don't see much of a difference between side to side. They both still have the thing for your wear sensor, but there's no wear sensor on this side. I'm assuming it's on the driver's side. Now what we're going to do, he's going to pull this caliper completely off. Then we'll have to compress the pucks, and then we'll be able to take the rotor off. Got the brake rotor off now. Like I say, this comes straight off. Once you pull that caliper out of the way, we've got it sitting up here. Now we're going to use this tool here that we have. It sits in here, and then you can expand it with a wrench here, and that'll push your pistons back.
What I'm going to do is do it with my hand first. Get it kind of sized. Whoop. One more. We're getting closer.
Hopefully it's big enough.
It's going to be close. It's a big old space. Oh, I missed the... All right, nothing we can't fix. Okay, there we are. Yeah, it's going to be pushing it, but we're there.
All right, you're going to take this wrench and then just
The other way. Yeah.
expand it here.
Yeah,
Here, you can do it?
Yeah, I'll do it.
And that should push your pistons back in.
There we go. Just about all the way in. I lost it. There we go.
All right. All right, hey, so Mark here's got the new rotor. Like I said, it's brand new. We'll have to do a break-in. There's a procedure on how to break it here. I'll show you here in a minute.
Big thing is lining up that hole, of course.
Yeah, so you'll have to line up that hole to lock the rotor back on the hub. And then it does come with new hardware, the kit that we did. So it comes with these springs, and then these here, also these little wire. And then here's our pads. It looks like they have that backing material on them. So we should be good.
That's got a wear sensor there, so.
Yeah, you're right. Wear sensor there on that one. There is not one on this one. So pay attention to that. Let's go look at our other pads and see. So these two are the same. These two are different. So I'm assuming that we're going to pair these up like that, and then we'll have to check to see the truck and see if they got a wear sensor on the inboard or outboard. But then this is where your electric wear sensor goes right here. But like I said, that's probably on the driver's side. All right, so Mark's going to go ahead and put the rotor on right now. Okay, so here, this is the inboard pad, all right? So you can see there's a wear sensor here also, and there's not one here. So that goes on the inboard side. All right, so we're going to take these, slide these back, and we'll get our new pads over here. Oh, that screws underneath there.
No, I know. Do we want to clean this up a little bit first?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Okay, yeah, so we're going to see we have a little corrosion there on the hub. We're going to try to clean that off of there.
Like a wire brush. A lot of times I'll put little anti-seize here so the hub doesn't stick to the wheel, because sometimes they're kind of a bear to get off.
We can get some anti-seize and put on there too. So we're going to clean that up first. So Mark is scrubbing away there, trying to get rid of some of that corrosion. And then, like I said, I've got some, this anti-seize. It's a C5A. It's a nickel-based anti-seize. We're going to go ahead and use that on the hub there. I'm just going to brush that on.
You'll love us next time. When you have to do this again.
Yeah.
The wheel doesn't stick. Okay, I think we got just some dust left.
You really can't tell, but we put anti-seize. It's the same color around the hub here and on that the flat surface. So when he mates it on there, it's hitting the back of this area here. All right. So he's going to go ahead and put that on there right now.
So line your hole up. Sometimes those things can be a real bugger. You may have to put some heat to it. But it looks like ours was good because we don't have that many miles on this car.
And like I said, I think that was a 40?
T30.
T30.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and stick that in, and then we'll start working on the pads here next. So now we're going to go ahead and lower the caliper back down and then install the two bolts that were removed earlier. We're going to install these two. Try to get that all lined up. Can be a pain sometimes.
Yeah, this one's not as fun.
The wire is
I got it.
kind of interfering.
That's one of them. Good.
So he's putting the other one in.
And we are in. Just got to tighten them up.
All right. Mark is torquing those two bolts to 148 foot-pounds, all right? So that's 148 foot-pounds.
That one's not it yet, but I'm getting
Yeah.
it. Let's do the bottom one first.
There it is. There's one. There's the other. So we're good on the caliper assembly. That is torqued. The two bolts are in and torqued. So now we're going to go ahead and work on these pads, installing those. Like I said, the wear sensor on the pad goes on the inboard side. The outboard does not have one. And then we'll put new parts. We'll have to get the spring assembly. I'm assuming that spring goes in there first before we put those in there.
Yeah.
So let me go grab that. Right here, here, and then we got to put some lube on there. And like I said, it shows the lube on the pins, and like where the pads slide on the pin, it looks like. So that's where we're going to stick the lube, all right? And then it says you can put it on the back also. On the back side of the pads, it says you can put some lube also. Okay? Don't put it on the front side. Put it on the back side. All right? So.
Yeah, maybe a little over here too.
Yeah. All right? So really you're going to put here, 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 and on the pins. Okay? That's where you're going to put the lube, according to this. All right? And the pins. You can put it on the pins. So let's take this over here. Here, grab that. So you're going to put lube on this and that on these holes here, all 4 of those, and then the back of these pads. Okay, you brought the other pads.
Here's the new pads, yeah.
Yeah, you got.
You got the old pads.
No, these are new pads.
Oh, those are new pads?
Yeah, that's all right. Go ahead and move these on this side.
Oh, all right.
So somehow, let's see here. This goes on the inboard.
That's the inboard because it has the sensor there.
Yeah, and then I think we're going to have to put the spring.
Yeah, it goes. I think it goes in those little holes, right?
Yeah, it goes in the little hole, and then you got
put them in after.
Yeah, I should be able to. Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Let's go ahead and slide these. He's going to lube those up.
We may want to clean those pins up a little bit.
Yeah, I'll clean the pins up too. Guys, grease on there in the holes. We're going to put a little on these pins when we slide them in. But let's slide these pads in first, okay?
That's you got it?
That doesn't have the wear sensor. It does. So that's got the wear sensor on it. That goes on the inboard side. We're going to slide that in just like that, okay? And then he's going to do the same thing on the outboard pad.
They don't give you much of this stuff.
Like I said, probably doesn't take much.
No.
No.
Just enough to kind of go around. There we go. I want to save a little for our pins.
Okay. We're going to slide that one in too. Like I said, make sure that the pad is facing the disc. We've seen it where they're backwards, so
don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah, so we're going to put this on the pins now. And then I'm going to try to put this spring in. I might need a light for that. So let me get a light, and I'll put that pin in there, or that spring. All right, so we've got that spring in, and the spring kind of goes over the pin. You can see there that the pin is underneath of it. So make sure it's in those 2 holes in each pad. We've got lube on there. He's putting the bottom one in right now. Just a little bit. So we still got to put this other spring in here, okay? Yes. So
goes just like that. And that pin's got to go in there, right?
Yeah, it goes like that.
Yes. And that pin, this one.
Yeah, hold on.
Got it? Put it on top of that. No, it's got to go on top of that, Jeff.
You can pull it back.
There. Well, I said, give me this. I think it goes like this, doesn't it? It goes over here. This way.
So we've got that spring clip in. It's easier to put the pins in first.
I would agree.
And then you can snap this in after that, okay? Just make sure this wire is routed correctly, and that this spring here, hold the light, Mark, there's some recessed areas on this pin. Make sure the spring sits in there on both the pins, because that kind of holds this pin from backing out.
It's got tension on it.
That's probably why I didn't have the keys, the cotter keys on the end. I'm assuming they're using this to hold that pin in place also. So keep in mind on how that works, all right? Like I said, this spring goes underneath this other spring. So take a look at that. Make sure you have that installed that way. Other than that, I think we're done here. We just got to put this wire back in place. We've got to put that.
That's easy.
Back up in here, back there, and then I think we're done on this side.
I think so. Do a little cleanup on it.
All right. So that's all done. Like I said, all we have now is we've got to put the wheel back on, torque it up, and go on to the other side. So the other side's going to be a little bit different. It's just going to have that the electronic portion of the wear sensor on the left side, hopefully. And then I'll have to give you a torque here on the wheel bolts. All right? We figured the wheel bolt torque, it's 140 foot-pounds. So that's 140. The brake caliper is 148. So pretty close. So we're going to go ahead and, like I said, torque this up, do a cross pattern when torquing these up. So anyway, we've got the wheel off. Like I said, same thing on this side. It's going to be identical, except the only thing that's going to be different is this brake wear sensor, which is right here. That is going to be different. Man, that seems like it's got a lot of tension on it. So we have to take a look at that. Like I said, I had a failure in this system. So I got to see if something is damaged, or looks like this might be routed incorrectly. It's got this wire that's kind of pulling on the harness. So we'll take a look at that. Same thing. This was a 40
T30.
Or T30. I keep on saying a 40. It's a T30. I'm sorry, T30. And then bolts that hold the caliper were 21s, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So we'll break those loose. Pins are the same, unless there's a cotter pin on these. Which, you know what? Let's see this light. I do see a cotter pin on this. Right there.
How about on the top one?
It's on the bottom one and the top.
And there's none on the other.
And there's none on the other side. So, and the funny thing.
Welcome, Chevy.
Yeah, Chevy. See, I bought this truck brand new, and they didn't have the pins in them. So what do you know about that? All right, we're going to go ahead and take those out and take this all apart, just like we did before. So you can see our spring assembly there on the pads. Check it out how it's routed. Like I said, that's important. Also, there are our keepers that we had, or cotter pins. So we're going to have to find some and put on the passenger side. And they went on the end there. You can see the little hole in the pin. Same thing on the top. So don't forget to remove those first before you take the pins out. Like I said, the other side was missing for some reason, and I've had this truck since new, so I don't know why that was that way. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and dry these pins out now. There's no sense of showing the whole process again. We'll show you when we get to the wear sensor and how that's all set up. All right. Got the pads removed. Like I said, I had a problem with the sensor. You can see the end of the sensor still here, so I'm assuming the end broke off. The wire is sitting right here, so that's the other portion of it. So the connector is right above it. There's a safety latch that you got to release.
We should be able to push this, I think.
And release that.
That's not that easy.
Mark is retracting the pads. So he's using the tool here to push the pads out. We're going to clean the rotor up again.
Or the pistons,
yeah. Sorry. Mark corrected me. He's pushing the pistons back. So, and we're going to clean up the hub again like we did once he gets done with that. And then we'll put everything back together. And once we get everything back together, we'll go ahead and put the new pad sensor in towards the end. So we'll show you that here. The rest of the stuff you guys already seen. So there's really no need to show you everything. We've got everything back together here. Pins in, the springs are in, safety clips are in. We've got our new wear sensor in. Slide that in there. Make sure there's like a little, let's see here. I don't think I have it. Yeah, I do. So this only goes in one way on the connector. So it has like a little tang here that goes against the clip. Once you slide in, you should hear it click. Once it clicks, slide that down to lock it in. Also, the pad, the wear sensor pad, goes on the back side. You can see it there. It slides from the back. It should be able to slide right in, okay?
On the pad.
All right. Yeah. So you're sliding it in on this piece right here. From the back side there, like I said, that piece broke off on the other one. That's why I was getting. Yeah. Oh yeah, here it is. So there it is. It slides on this piece, and this is actually supposed to be attached, kind of like this. So you would slide it in, and you could hear it click into place. So make sure that is free floating, and make sure there's nothing, in its way. But anyway, that's how that works. We just, this was all tangled here. We straightened this out. So at this point, we're ready to put the wheel back on. Like I said, that was 147. These bolts here were 147 foot-pounds.
148.
148. These are 140.
That's right.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and put the wheel back on 140, and then we'll take it for a test drive. All right, so we've got the wheel back on. It's torqued 140 foot-pounds. So go over here. They suggest a break-in procedure for the pads. So basically what you're going to do is 5 aggressive decelerations from 40 to 10 miles an hour. And then 5 decelerations from 35 to 5. And then drive slowly, cool down your brakes for 5 minutes. So that's what they want you to do. That's the recommended procedure for this manufacturer, Power Stop. I would imagine that most brakes are similar. I would check with their processes, but I would think that most of them...
They're similar. This has a coating, and maybe that makes it different.
Yes. Yeah, this rotor has this geomet coated rotor, whatever that is. This came as a set from Power Stop. So, like I said, when you're doing your break-in procedure, check the manufacturer that you're using. But other than that, we're going to go do that. And then we're also going to reset the brake pad wear through the menu. So I don't want to use my scanner because you guys probably don't have a scanner that I have. So I want to see if we can do it through the menu inside the truck. So we'll go ahead and do that right here. So we're back in the vehicle. We have it running. And you can go to vehicle status here. Go to tires and brakes. And then you can see I turned the monitor on. You guys weren't watching, but I turned it back on.
Do it from here, right? That's turning
and
it on.
Then see, I turned it off, but it's back on. See how it's got some dashes here, percentage and dash. There's nothing showing. The rear is showing. And then you go back to your main screen here. So it's asking here, new pads detected. Service brake monitor pad, yes. So we're going to do that. And then you can select yes. And then I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So that went away. So I'm still showing 0 here. All right. So I may have to drive the vehicle. So let me see what we have to do at this point. We were getting the air before. So to do the procedure correctly, once you change the pads, turn the wear monitor back on, you're going to have to do the break-in period. And then once you do the break-in period, the pads will sense the thickness, or the monitor will sense the thickness of the pad, and it'll give you a resolution here. Now we're back at 99%. It took about 3 or 4 times
that's about it.
For that to show up. Now we have the OK status on our brake pads, so it looks like we're good shape here. So we just have to do the cool down period right now, and then we'll be finished up with this, okay? All right, so we're done with the drive. Everything turned out good. Like I said, your brake system won't reset until you start driving and do several hard brakes, and then the system should reset. Other than that, we're done. So please subscribe if you haven't. Please like, and please stay tuned. We've got some other projects coming up here in the future. We've got a bunch of Ferrari stuff coming in here in the next couple weeks, and we're going to be busy with winter coming in. Usually that's our busy time of the year. So I have a lot of projects that will be in here. So thanks for watching, and catch you next time.